Degrade as verb. To lower the status, reputation, or value of something. To reduce in quality, value, or rank. The chemical waste from the factory was degrading the local environment. The erosion caused by heavy rainfall is degrading the soil quality. The constant exposure to sunlight can degrade the quality of certain materials. The company's reputation was degraded after a scandal involving its executives. The politician was criticized for using language that degraded her opponents. Acme as noun. It can also refer to the climax or the most critical point of something. The term is often used to indicate the highest level of achievement or excellence in a particular field or endeavor. The acme of his career was when he won the Nobel Prize for his groundbreaking research. The company's latest product represented the acme of their technological expertise, incorporating the latest advances in engineering and design. In the world of fashion, the acme of success is to have one's designs featured in a major runway show. The athlete's performance at the championship represented the acme of her skills and abilities, earning her both admiration and respect. For many people, the acme of happiness is to find a loving partner and build a fulfilling life together. Superfluous as adjective. Being more than is sufficient or required, excessive or unnecessary, not needed, unnecessary or redundant. The presentation was already running over time, so the speaker cut out any superfluous details. The essay was filled with so many superfluous adjectives that it was difficult to understand the author's point. The company's budget had been cut, so the department had to eliminate any superfluous expenses. The artist removed any superfluous lines from the sketch, simplifying it to its essential elements. The politician's speech was filled with superfluous promises that he had no intention of keeping. Indignant as adjective. Expressing anger or resentment at an injustice. Feeling or showing anger or annoyance at what is perceived as unfair treatment. She was indignant at the way she was treated by her boss. The citizens were indignant over the government's decision to raise taxes. The workers were indignant at the company's decision to cut their benefits. The students were indignant at the teacher's unfair grading policy. The customers were indignant at the poor service they received at the restaurant. Sanctimonious as adjective. Acting pious or moralistic in an affected or exaggerated manner. Hypocritical or insincere in one's display of righteousness or moral superiority. His sanctimonious attitude annoyed his coworkers. She was accused of being sanctimonious about her charitable donations. The politician's sanctimonious speeches were seen as insincere by many. The company's sanctimonious corporate social responsibility campaign was criticized as mere window dressing. His sanctimonious behavior was exposed as a cover for his own misdeeds. Promulgate as verb. To declare or make known a law, edict, or doctrine, often by official means. To publish or make public a particular set of rules, principles, or ideas, often for widespread distribution. The government plans to promulgate a new law on tax reform next month. The company will promulgate a new policy on workplace safety and security. The organization seeks to promulgate its message of equality and justice through social media. The school board promulgated a new curriculum for the upcoming academic year. The religious leader promulgated a new doctrine that caused controversy within the church. Wanton as adjective. Deliberate and unprovoked, done without reason or justification. Reckless or unrestrained, without consideration for the consequences. The wanton destruction of the ancient temple was a tragedy. He was known for his wanton disregard for the feelings of others. The wanton behavior of the party guests was getting out of hand. She accused him of wanton cruelty to animals. The company's wanton neglect of safety regulations led to a serious accident. Meticulous as adjective, extremely careful, precise, and attentive to detail, showing great attention to detail and accuracy. He was a meticulous editor who left no grammatical error uncorrected. The builder was known for his meticulous attention to detail and quality craftsmanship. The chef was meticulous in his preparation of the meal, ensuring that every ingredient was perfect. The accountant's meticulous record-keeping saved the company from an IRS audit. The artist's meticulous brushstrokes brought the painting to life. Deliberate as verb, to think about or consider carefully and make a well-considered decision or opinion. The committee will deliberate on the best course of action for the organization. The jury deliberated for several hours before reaching a verdict. The board of directors will deliberate on the proposed budget at their next meeting. The panel of experts will deliberate on the winner of the competition. The council will deliberate on whether to approve the new zoning regulations. Antithetical as adjective, characterized by strong contrast or opposition in ideas or characteristics, directly opposed or contrasting to something else. His ideas about freedom and government were antithetical to those of the ruling party, and he was often persecuted for his views. The company's commitment to profits was antithetical to its claims of social responsibility, leading to criticism and boycotts. The artist's avant-garde style was antithetical to the mainstream art world, and she struggled to gain recognition and support. The politician's public persona was antithetical to his private behavior, leading to accusations of hypocrisy and dishonesty. The teacher's strict discipline was antithetical to the student's desire for autonomy and creativity, leading to conflict and resentment. Variance as noun, a degree of variation or diversity within a particular group or population, a difference or deviation between two or more things, often measured or expressed numerically. The data showed a significant variance from the expected results. The variance in temperature between night and day was quite extreme. The company's profits were affected by variance in currency exchange rates. The research found a high degree of variance in the responses of study participants. The building plans had to be revised to meet local zoning variances.
Parvenu as noun, a newcomer to a higher social class who is regarded as being uncultured or ill-mannered. A person who has recently acquired wealth, status, or power and is considered to be lacking in social graces. The parvenu was shunned by the old money families at the charity ball. The nouveau riche couple felt like parvenus in the exclusive country club. The parvenu's flashy clothes and jewelry were seen as gauche by the aristocracy. The young actress, a parvenu in Hollywood, struggled to fit in with the established stars. The parvenu businessman's attempts to impress his colleagues often fell flat.
Prodigal as adjective, lavish or lavish in expenditure, wasteful or extravagant, especially with money or resources. The prodigal son returned home after many years away. The company was criticized for its prodigal spending habits during the economic downturn. The young millionaire was known for his prodigal lifestyle and extravagant purchases. The organization had to make cuts to its prodigal budget in order to stay afloat. The prodigal use of natural resources is a major concern for environmentalists. Extenuating as adjective. Lessening the seriousness or magnitude of something, often used to describe a circumstance or factor. Mitigating or reducing the impact of something, especially in a legal or moral context. The judge took into account the defendant's extenuating circumstances when handing down the sentence. The airline offered refunds to passengers affected by the extenuating circumstances of the pandemic. She was able to explain her poor performance on the exam with extenuating circumstances, such as family problems. The company made an exception for the employee's extenuating circumstances and allowed her to work from home. His extenuating medical condition meant he couldn't meet the physical requirements of the job.
Mellifluous as adjective, honey-like, sweet or smooth. The music was so mellifluous that it put the baby to sleep. The mellifluous sound of the harp filled the room. Her voice was so mellifluous that everyone listened to her. The bird's mellifluous singing calmed her down. The cello's mellifluous tones evoked strong emotions in the audience. Perspicacious as adjective, having keen insight, judgment, and understanding, mentally sharp and able to see into the heart of a matter, shrewd, astute, and perceptive in grasping the inner nature of things and situations. The perspicacious analyst was able to predict the market trends with great accuracy. His perspicacious observations of human behavior made him a successful psychologist. She has a perspicacious understanding of complex scientific theories. The detective's perspicacious deductions led to the solving of the case. The CEO's perspicacious leadership was responsible for the company's success.
Spurn as verb. To reject or dismiss someone or something as unimportant or worthless. To reject with contempt or disdain. The athlete spurned the offer from the rival team and decided to stay with his current team. The company spurned the proposal from the competitor and continued with their own plans. The artist spurned the collaboration offer from the record label and decided to remain independent. The politician spurned the request for a debate with the opponent, claiming it was a waste of time. The students spurned the invitation to the party, preferring to stay home and study. Macabre as adjective. Involving or dealing with dark, disturbing, or horrifying subjects, often associated with death or the gruesome. Suggestive of the gruesome or the supernatural, evoking a sense of horror or unease. The horror movie had a macabre atmosphere, filled with eerie scenes. The abandoned house had a macabre history that intrigued many. Her artwork portrayed a macabre beauty, combining darkness and artistry. The story took a macabre turn, leaving readers chilled. The cemetery at night had a macabre ambience that sent shivers down the spine. Rash is noun. A sudden outbreak or eruption on the skin, usually red and itching, caused by an allergy or infection. An impulsive, hasty, and often foolhardy action or decision made without proper thought or consideration. The rash on his arm was red and itchy, causing him discomfort. She developed a rash after coming into contact with poison ivy. The doctor prescribed a cream to help soothe the rash on her face. The rash on the baby's bottom was due to diaper irritation. The hives were a type of rash caused by an allergic reaction. Transmute as verb. To change or transform from one form, nature, or substance into another. To convert or alter the properties of a substance through a chemical process. The alchemist tried to transmute lead into gold. She hoped to transmute her anxiety into motivation. The company wanted to transmute their negative image into a positive one. He was able to transmute his anger into compassion. The artist was able to transmute her pain into art. Ready to boost your English or ace the GRE? Meet the GRE Vocabulary app, a fun and effective way to master language. Learn advanced words with examples and audio. Master idioms, proverbs, and phrasal verbs. Enjoy quizzes, flashcards, and pronunciation tests. Customize your practice by difficulty or focus. Translate into 100+ languages with ease. Did you learn new words? Let us know in the comments. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share my channel. Download now and start your journey to vocabulary mastery.